one done here at Pembrey. Test day Friday. Bit of a tricky weather conditions this morning, so I didn't bother going out for the first 2 sessions. Started to dry up about 11 o'clock, so we got out for the first session. Timings were alright off the bat. Then went out again 3 times this afternoon, improved on times majorly. Got dragged on by Josh Wainwright, which helped massively. Yeah, so we're all set off, ready to go tomorrow morning, fresh set of rubbering, so qualifying at about 10 o'clock. Top 5 on grid hopefully.
Mojo back. A couple as well. Certainly showing his self-over. front to build it.
Finished day 2 here at Pembrey. Went out in qualifying this morning. It were a little tricky conditions because it was so early. Nice and cold though. Managed to get a good few laps in. Ended up finishing 5th, so started 5th on grid. Got away race 1. It were fairly blustery before and it had drizzled a bit, so track were a little bit damp in some parts. Then it started to dry up during race. Carried on battling up for top pretty much every lap. So yeah, some decent pace in race 1. Ended up finishing race 1 in 3rd and then placing 3rd on grid for race 2, which we've just finished now for end of today. Also started raining just before we went out. Started 3rd, got a pretty good start. Got into 2nd pretty much straight off the bat. Lapped a couple times, which were fairly decent. Then ended up taking lead on maybe the 2nd or 3rd lap, and then ended up leading for a good few laps as well, maybe 2 or 3 laps. But before I'd got into 1st, I started having loads of mist on my visor, so I was limited on view. And then when I got out in front, I pulled a little gap, but no major. And then visor just completely just steamed up, and yeah, ended up having to drop back to 5th. I were contemplating on coming in at one point with that bad, and went down into airpin at one stage and had to flip visor up for a minute just to let it breathe. So yeah, I'm not really happy with the second race, but it's what happens, and I feel like it's a win that's just been ripped away from us. But yeah, we'll go again tomorrow. P8 on grid because of how bad the time was, because of the lack of vision. But yeah, we'll have another go tomorrow. Race 1 this morning started off pretty well, to be fair. Got into about 4th at the first hairpin. Then got my nose chopped off literally straight after that, so that put me back to about 6th after starting 8th on grid. Got into a bit of a rhythm, but there was something wrong and I couldn't really point what it was. And after a couple more laps, I'd realised that the clutch wasn't going out properly, so it kept on dragging on the clutch, and it was just holding me back, if that sort of makes sense, and sort of pushing me on in some other areas. I don't think I hit an apex the full race, just because it was just all over the shop, and I was manually feeding clutch right back out to the bar, and having to push it out myself. And then on the maybe 10th lap, I come down to start finish and pulled my clutch in, went up 2 gears and didn't realise that the clutch hadn't gone out. So I pushed it out myself and rear locked on me, nearly sent me over handlebars, and I pulled up at the hairpin to try and sort it out, but it didn't work. So I just decided to come in because that would be the safest option for me and everybody else out on track. Well, what we thought was sorted, we went back out again in race 2, started 9th on the grid again, got another decent start, made a couple overtakes on first lap, but then started dropping back again just because something again didn't feel right, and there were big clanks coming from gearbox when I was going down the box. So yeah, I still managed a alright time, but not where we wanted to be, and we should have been fighting up there this weekend. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but we'll go again, Snetterton.